hot, and he's only gotten harder.
And Simmons kicks it to West, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
And Thornton gets to a reason. Off target from the wing. Parker. The shot is off. The clock runs out, and we're heading.
Coach, you're going to have to climb a...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Houston was looking great right away. Their sharp focus and apparent preparation for the matchup helped them zero in on an 8-2 run off the tip. Looking at the scoring breakdown, they ended up going wire to wire in the first quarter, never once giving up their lead. Momentum shifted slightly in the second quarter, causing them to lose some traction, but they still ended the half up by 8. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
Well, the shots were dropping for them. I mean, it was just dropping out of everywhere, dropping out the ceiling, dropping out the popcorn guy's man's hand, whatever. It didn't matter what the defense was. They found a way to get a good look almost every time. They just got to be patient, take as long as they need to keep finding those high percentage shots.
Kenny, how do you think San Antonio played? All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's...
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. We have seen an exceptional performance from Dwight Howard.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball.
Sublime stuff, guys. Absolutely sublime.
Clark, he's going to start putting on a show now.
And that's usually how it goes. Once they get that lead, it's almost like they give him free reign.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Back to Green from outside the arc. Green missing again.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall. I love the killer instinct he shows right there, exploding to the rim to add to the lead.
Back to Aldridge. Parker outside. Duncan left side. Harden kicks to Beverly. San Antonio with the rebound. Pass to Green. He dishes it to Aldridge. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Aldridge has got it back down to single digits for San Antonio. And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and it's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
Howard against Duncan. Now here's Beverly. D right on him.
Oh, he's just angling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
San Antonio calls timeout. The San Antonio Spurs, a team that has had such a strong core and is so disciplined, Clark, it's hard to see them struggle, even think of them struggling, even on the road.
Well, you know, last season they did have trouble at times on the road, but 22-19, still not too bad.
And the Spurs making a change here. Mills is checked in. Harden can't hit.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, well, the Rockets coach had some advice for the team over that last break. He made no mistake that Dwight Howard has got to be the focal point of their offense. Coach is looking for big things from him throughout the rest of this game on the offensive end. A lot of the scoring burden will fall on him. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Rockets making a change here. Terry's checked in. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Here's Howard. Duncan with the block. Right side Green. Here's Leonard. Rockets with the rebound. Ariza's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And for the Spurs on the road, it was the scoring. They were so good at home, but scored 8.5 points less per game on the road. That was the biggest margin in the NBA.
Ready? All right, let's go.
Now Mills. 6 points for him. Leonard dishes to Mills. Duncan at the elbow. Outside Green. Stolen by Harden. Passes it to Terry. He kicks it to Howard. And that one is hammered home.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. Terrence Jones is checked in for Houston. Anderson, he's checked in for the Spurs. Ginobili comes in for Green. Here's Aldridge. Cans the 12-footer. Aldridge has got 9.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this.
Well, for Terrence Jones, Clark, a very scary episode to begin last season. He suffered from a rare nerve damage to his left leg.
Yeah, he wondered if he'd be able to play again after missing 3 months. He finally got back out on the court. Good for him because I enjoy watching him play.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Lawson in for James Harden. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
You know, right call. Gave the officials no choice there. I mean, they've got to make that call over the back.
Yeah, I mean, he went chest first into the man in front of him. My goodness. I'm not an official, and I could have gotten that one right.
And I tell you what, the Rockets are happy to have Terrence Jones back and healthy. They tried to acquire Bosh last season. Looked like they had it, but make no mistake, Jones was always going to be a player not only with tremendous potential, but someone that they view as a valuable commodity on that roster.
The Rockets again can't hit. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Diaz. Rockets leading by 14. Howard with a screen on Anderson. And Lawson with the drive. Howard. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. .116 left in the third quarter. Outside, Jones. And Thornton kicks to Lawson. 4 on the clock. Off the mark from 16 feet out.
And guys, Terrence Jones, good numbers as far as blocks and rebounding and scoring around the rim. He's also shown potential as far as playing on the perimeter. The Rockets hope he can fill that spread 4 role for them moving forward.
And Kyle Anderson gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Tony Parker's checked in for San Antonio.
Oh, no, not the guy you want to put on the line, Kevin. He's an ATM from the free throw line.
You know, Clark, the one thing you can say about Ty Lawson is his awareness around the floor. He's just ubiquitous, and his court vision is incredible.
Excellent peripheral vision. He averaged almost 10 assists a game last season. That's the best year of his career thus far.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
If they can't take care of the basketball, they're going to have a very hard time turning this game around.
True. Their turnovers are piling up in this quarter.
Rockets leading by 16.
And for Ty Lawson, playmaking isn't a concern. He's got that. His shooting accuracy, though, seems to drop every year. In fact, the last 2 years have been the worst of his career.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
11 seconds left to play in the third. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. 1 second left. It's off. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Rockets ahead as they wrap up the third quarter with a tremendous 17-7 run. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Houston leading by 18. On the floor for San Antonio, the always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Aldridge out there with Duncan. And it's Leonard in at the 3 slot.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Offensive rebound. Here's Duncan. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that,